Dear members of the Romanian Academy, dear members of the European Academy, Academia Europaea, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for a simple reason. Over the coming days, today and the days after, we have initiated two conferences marking the moment when the Academia Europaea and the Romanian Academy are creating a new entity, which is the Academia Europaea Regional Knowledge Hub in Bucharest. This is going to be an entity of encyclopedic coverage, of global ambitions, just as the Academia Europaea. In Romania and in the Romanian diaspora, we are about 78 members of the Academia Europaea, and I hope this number is going to grow. We started this process in 2018 after my election, and we have pushed for it and for the project of launching a regional hub in Bucharest. And here we are. This is the preface. Tomorrow morning we are signing the agreement with the Academia Europaea board, and we continue with a conference on synchronism, which is a complex term that in our culture was intensively debated for at least a century, if not more. So this is why we are here. This is also why my decision was to start with a conference that brings together people from all walks of life, academia, of course, free enterprise, technology, and more, state administration and so on. I also picked up a theme that could interest all of us here, that cannot be dealt with in any detail or systematically in a short time, but it can be touched upon in order to open an agenda that I hope is going to keep us busy for the years to come. But here we are at this conference, which is called AI and Humanity. My own opening remarks on the topic follow. They will be very brief and rather schematic, but I wanted to make you understand why someone like me, a historian of ideas, with a background in historical sciences and literary studies, and cultural studies, with a passion for physics and astronomy, going back to my childhood and teenage years, wanted to bring all these things together. And with a kind of teenage period during which, with friends here present, first of all with Alexandru Mironov, we were doing the Romanian version of science fiction, which was, I say it for our foreign friends, was called Literatura de Anticipație Tehnico-Științifică. Now, when you say anticipation in English, this means that there is something that you are waiting for. There is something a lot more tremendous and more passionate than just the simple mental exercise of imagining a possible future. So anticipation in Romanian, this is what we are doing then. That is, talking about the possible futures, as Teilhard de Chardin will have put it, futurible, but in the same time waiting for it almost nervously and incessantly to come and happen. Now, my own interest in the humanities and humanity, because this is going to be very briefly my point here, is that we live in a period where humanities are dying. Humanities as academic disciplines and as publishing projects and research projects. Yes, they are dying. And they are not dying slowly, this was already happening from the 1960s, 70s on. We are dying quickly. These disciplines are disappearing, first of all, taking care of their own traditions and memory and deleting them, or turning them into forms that were unanticipated, and also with the Romanian sense here. First of all, the elimination of the study of humanities from the study of science, of hard sciences and technical disciplines, was a stupid mistake that was made by those who have destroyed the paradigm of the Humboldtian University, which was encyclopedic, as we all remember. And this is where things started. So discussions about the two cultures, the zwei Kulturen, and all these differences and oppositions started. Now, we are living, as I said, a terminal crisis of the humanities. And also, in the same time, we are going through a terminal crisis of humanism as an ideal. And this is now a period of decay and transformation, mutation, from humanism to trans and post-humanism, which is more severe and more difficult and more problematic than just a mere passage from, as philosophers of history know well, from history to post-histoire. It is something fundamental that is going on, and we are going through it. At some point, people in the humanities have started to get interested in computer science the best they could. I'm not talking about the linguists who are better prepared to take up discussions of languages of all sorts. I'm not talking about those among philosophers, especially logicians or philosophers of mind, could relate to the kind of epistemological and also ontological foundations of this discussion. I'm talking about people from all fields in the humanities who, in order to, while they were suiciding, committing a collective suicide of their own disciplines, were trying to mutate and become useful of sorts, or survive somehow alongside inflation of programs dealing with artificial intelligence. Just have a look at all the universities around the planet and you'll see. There's billions of internet institutes, AI institutes, absolutely everywhere in the world. Well, then if you insist a little bit and you try to see what exactly happens, then things are more complicated. My last introductory remark is this. We have witnessed, and some of us have contributed to, a process by which AI moved from an instrument to a kind of being and to a kind of universe or multiverse, from a kind of algorithm and language to, again, the multiverse. And I think all this is going now down the drain towards, philosophically especially, mentally and philosophically, towards a kind of unhappy ending, a kind of nothingness, a kind of collective suicide in which AI is assisting humans and the humanities who have started it accomplish what they did. In parallel, there is another thing that is emerging, and I noticed that with some kind